Now, White Pine County Daily News with Wyatt Cox.
And KELY News is sponsored by Sahara Motors. Hard work doesn't have to be uncomfortable. The Kawasaki Ridge Limited HVAC side-by-side was built with comfort in mind, so you can enjoy the good times all year round. Check it out today at Sahara Motors. Fire crews making progress on several northern Nevada wildfires, primarily in Elko County. The Jakes Fire near Midas has grown to over 69,000 acres and is 20% contained. Adobe Mountain Fire, 25% contained. They're moving into mop-up. And the MP22 fire holding at nearly 3,800 acres, 91% contained. And the Summit Fire near Wells at Shut 93, that's fully contained. A petition is being circulated on change.org to encourage the White Pine County Commission to move forward with the Heritage Park project. The project, funded by the Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, or SNPLA, applied for by a previous county commission, and a portion of the land the park is proposed to be on is owned by a former commissioner. The petition, started by Lindsay Costello, has already gained over 400 signatures. Critics of the project maintain the 99-year maintenance obligation of the park is more than the county can afford, while supporters point at the tourism benefits of the project and the improvement of quality of life for residents and providing children and teens with places for sporting events, recreation, and personal development. The petition also points out an issue that the commissioners have avoided addressing. White Pine County's property tax rate has stayed the same since 2006, $3.66 per $100 of assessed value. That means the rate hasn't increased, even when the county builds new things like parks. But the petition points out the assessed value of property is what might increase your tax bill. The commission has twice agendized pulling out of the project, but has tabled those items and has published now that a public hearing will be held on the project again at this coming Wednesday's meeting. A link to the petition is on our Facebook page at facebook.com/KELY1230 and our webpage at KELY1230.com. The Bureau of Land Management will begin an emergency operation around August 8th to remove about 215 wild horses from drought-stricken areas of northeastern Nevada. The gather will focus on the Maverick, Medicine Hurge, and Wood Hills areas in the Elko district. Officials say severe drought has reduced forage, threatening both horse health and the environment. The horses will be humanely captured and taken to Reno for care, then offered for adoption or sale. Only essential personnel will be allowed on site to reduce stress to the animals. Acting U.S. Attorney for Nevada, Chattah, has quietly stepped away from the state's Republican National Committeewoman role, a role critics had conflicted with the DOJ's neutrality standards. The RNC's website now lists the position as vacant, though it's unclear when the change was made. Chattah, appointed by President Trump, has faced strong opposition from Nevada's Democrat senators who call her unfit for office. Chattah denies any wrongdoing and recently told reporters an election fraud case announcement is forthcoming. White Pine County Sheriff's Office responded to a variety of calls over 3 days this week. On Monday, deputies investigated reports of gunshots, fire, theft, and suspicious activity across Ely, including a burglary at a local motel and a death ruled as self-harm. Tuesday saw a warrant arrest at a local casino, 2 reports of trespassing, a car crash, and threats made via social media. Deputies also responded to a fatal car crash on a state highway. An investigation into that is ongoing. And calls included on Wednesday a dog bite, cattle loose in yards, a suspicious bone discovery, and a deer struck by a vehicle in town. Hope is fading for finding one of the Nevada Northern Railway's cats, Kennicat, or Kenny, who's been missing for a while now. Kenny is all orange, white face, white belly, tips of his paws are white. The air tag operating it admittedly, he has been seen in the Orson Street area near the cemetery. A $250 reward being offered for his return. If you see Kenny, call the railroad 775-289-2085. Gas prices in Ely, the cheapest in East Ely, as the Golden Gate and the Shell on East Altman both have regular at $3.19 and diesel at $3.49. Those the cheapest prices in Ely by a long shot. And that's at sake of news for the state of Nevada for Sahara Motors.
You see lots of commercials on television telling you to drive a little and save a lot. Dealers wanting you to drive to Salt Lake, Elko, Reno, and even Las Vegas. But ask them one question. What happens if there's a problem? Do you have to drive 3, 4, or even 6 hours to get service? Here at Sahara Motors in Ely, we service everything we sell right here in White Pine County. Shop here first, get our best deal, and you get that best deal by telling Maggie or Shauna that Wyatt sent you by. Then if you want, shop other places. When you account for the drive, you'll find that it pays you to be a part of the Sahara Motors family. Stop by Sahara Motors, just about a mile north of Ely on US 93.
Or call 775-289-4473.
Sahara Motors, we are White Pine proud.